Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. The Philippines has filed a diplomatic protest against China over the Middle Kingdom's aggression in the disputed waters. In a statement, the Foreign Affairs Department said these activities include dangerous maneuvers and the pointing of a military-grade laser at a Philippine ship in the Ayungin Shoal on February 6. DFA spokesperson Maria Teresita Daza noted that the incident is disturbing and disappointing as it happened just after President Bongbong Marcos's state visit to China. Daza also called on Beijing's vessels to, quote, cease and desist from its aggressive activities against Filipino ships. Moving on to other stories, Filipinos in Turkey who survived the magnitude 7.8 earthquake are now in a temporary shelter. But their struggle doesn't end there, as provisions are getting harder and harder to come by. Jay Orense has their story.
The death toll from the massive earthquake in Turkey and Syria has surpassed 35,000. Survivors are being dug out of the rubble by the hour, but hundreds are still trapped in collapsed buildings. Search and rescue operations remain difficult due to the widespread damage of last week's magnitude 7.8 earthquake. Filipino Rolisa Gomez was evacuated from Hatay region to Ankara.
Sa una, yung pakiramdam lang namin, normal lang siya. Pero nung pangalawa at pangatlo, super na siyang gumaganon sa umaalog. Una, ginanong ko yung anak ko para hindi siya maano. Tapos nung last na talagang nagsibabaan na kami.
Rolisa's son also can't forget what he felt like during the quake.
You can speak English or Turkish?
I'm scared.
Are you scared?
Yes.
Until now, Rolisa is still reeling from the loss of thousands of lives, especially family members of her ex-Turkish husband.
Yung mga doon, hindi na nila tinatanggap yung mga patay. So sabi nila, kayo na maglibing yan. Kasi hindi na kaya, marami ng patay, nakakatakot. Alas 8 na lang gabi namin nalibing yung patay. More than 24 hours na sila. So buti naman hindi nangangamoy kasi malamig.
So far, 2 Filipinos have been reported to have perished in the massive tremor, while 4 are still missing. But according to the Philippine Embassy in Turkey, this is not a complete picture and figures. As of now, 68 Filipino evacuees are staying in a dormitory shelter in Ankara, where they are given free food. In true Bayanihan spirit, several Pinoys are also helping with the needs of other quake victims.
Galing po sila sa iba't ibang lugar sa probinsya. Sila po yung tinutulungan namin ngayon dito.
Filipinos in Turkey are now in need of clothes, food, medicines, and other daily necessities.
Nakaramdam ako ng paninikip ng dibdib. Nakita ko sa mga kababayan natin kung paano sila magdalamhati, kung paano sila nawalan ng tahanan at mga pamilya. Nakita ko sa kanila na baka man nakakaranas sila ng ganon, nagpapasalamat pa rin sila dahil nakaligtas sila.
For News 5, Jay Orense, we are One News.
Still in Turkey, public anger is growing over the government's response to the magnitude 7.8 earthquake. Residents continue to complain about the lack of water, food, medical supplies, and rescue equipment. Some of them said the massive damage across the country was due to the precautions that were not taken. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan earlier admitted there were challenges, but said that the situation is now under control. However, rural areas, especially in southeastern Turkey, are still struggling in the aftermath of the tremor. The details in this report by the Associated Press.
He believes that he was part there during the earthquake. Sen 들어가지 네? 들어가지 가지. 연결해. PLDT.
Beni çamurun içinde yatıyor.
İkimiz, üçümüz, dördümüz bir yatıyor. Yer yok ne de üç ev bir arada. Üç, dört. Bak aha şu taca tütüyor ya. Heh.
We're pausing for a short break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here on One News. Welcome back to One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and President Bongbong Marcos have finally spoken over the phone. Zelensky called it the first phone call in the history of bilateral relations with the Philippines. Through Twitter, he thanked the Philippine president for supporting Ukraine. Zelensky also said that they discussed deeper cooperation between the two nations. For his part, President Marcos confirmed the call several hours later and told Zelensky that the Philippines joins Ukraine in hopes of a peaceful resolution to the war with Russia. And in business, PLDT says it has learned that a securities class action lawsuit was filed against it before a United States court. In a disclosure to the Philippine Stock Exchange, PLDT says the lawsuit was commenced by Sophia Olsen, a purported holder of PLDT Securities, in the United States Federal Court in the Central District of California. The telco says the complaint filed in the class action suit named as defendants PLDT and 9 of its current or former employees. PLDT says it has not been served with a copy of the complaint as required under U.S. law and does not have any further information regarding the lawsuit at this time. And in other news, the DOJ chief is offering a 6 million peso reward for information on the suspects in the disappearance of some cockfighting enthusiasts. Justice Secretary Boying Remulla posted the offer on Facebook after meeting with families of the missing sabongeros. Remulla explains that this is part of the agency's continuing efforts to track down suspects. Meanwhile, PNP CIDG Chief Romeo Karamat Jr. believes that there's only one person behind the disappearance of the Sabongeros. But for now, they're focusing on the arrest of other personalities who have been tagged as suspects in the case.
That is the reason why we are concentrating on arresting these people, because we believe na sila po yung lahat ng mga kaso up to case number 8 ay isa lang ang may kagagawan. And we believe that these people are the one who orchestrated all this case. And so, pag nahuli ito, lahat ng kaso, lahat ng case na inimbestigan namin ay masosolve. So, doon po magpo-focus yung attention at effort ng lahat ng mga law enforcement agency dito sa ating bansa.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. Gilas Pilipinas will be without two of its best big men. Japet Aguilar and Kai Soto will be missing the 6th window of the FIBA World Cup Asian qualifiers later this month. Aguilar is still nursing a knee injury, while Soto is focusing on his new journey in Japan with the Hiroshima Dragonflies. Olympian Yumir Marshall will reportedly skip the 2024 Paris Olympics. Instead, Marshall will be focusing on his blossoming pro boxing career. Marshall recently took down Argentine foe Ricardo Villalba in their 8-round middleweight bout, hiking his professional record to 4-0, including 2 knockouts. The Immigration Bureau is warning against scammers who are out to dupe Filipinas seeking relationships online. The BI says they've received numerous reports of women being courted by syndicate members pretending to be foreign nationals. After a series of small gifts and empty promises, the victims are asked to deposit money, supposedly to bail their online partners out of trouble. And yes, it is still Valentine's Day. And for those who are last-minute flower shopping, Dangwa in Manila is the place for you. Justine Punsalang takes us there in this report.
Love is in the air here in Dangwa, Manila, and there are various ways to show your love this Valentine's Day. For traditionalists, vendors of different kinds and colors of flowers are everywhere. A single stem of rose costs 150 to 250 pesos depending on the kind. Daisy also costs 250 pesos per stem, while both lilies and sunflowers cost 150 pesos apiece. A bouquet of red roses start at 1,500 to 2,000 pesos. A bouquet of daisies starts at 900 pesos. Both carnation and sunflower bouquets starts at 700 pesos. But if you prefer a customized bouquet, a miniature costs 500 pesos, while the cheapest regular-sized one is worth 1,000 pesos. You can make the bouquet even more special by putting additional items like chocolates or stuffed toys, which both cost around 1,500 pesos minimum. But if you want both, it could reach up to 3,000 pesos. Vendors here are not only offering fresh flowers but also more durable ones. Crocheted flowers go for 400 pesos apiece. Dried leaves or wood shavings shaped into the form of a flower sell for 700 to 1,500 pesos per bouquet. And if you can find this lone vendor here in Dangwa that sells bouquet of flowers made of dried corn husks, you'll have a Valentine's gift from 350 to 700 pesos made from Montalban, Rizal.
Doon po ma'am sa lugar po namin sa Montalban, meron po kami, kinukuhaan din po kami niyan, tas doon po sa amin sa doon po gumagawa, may mga paggawaan din po doon. Ito kasi po parang tumatagal din po siya, kahit ilang years pa po dumating, kumpara sa fresh, pwede po siyang malanta. Ito po kasi kahit patagalan, maganda po siya.
Edible bouquets, anyone? There's also the vegetable kind here. An onion bouquet that weighs more or less half a kilo costs 500 pesos, while the ginger or chili pepper bouquet each costs 300 pesos. Vendor Mama Babes admit that while arranging vegetable bouquets is more meticulous than regular ones, many people ask for them.
Nagtitinda ka ng ulam, ngayon napag-anuhan ko lang, parang napagtripan ko lang, ibo kayong mga to, yung una talong, ngayon naman sibuyas kasi tanda rin to ng pagmamahal kasi hindi natin nakalain na biglang nagmahal di ba? Biglang tumibok yung puso ng sibuyas. Mahal ako ngayon.
For customers with wild ideas, they can send their preferred items to vendors and they would be the ones to arrange them. Just like this one that requested a chicharong bulaklak bouquet. Customers only pay for the labor. Many of the customers here in Dangwa were planning to give the bouquets to their partners.
Para sa girlfriend ko po.
Matagal na ba kayong
2 years po.
Gusto mo ba sabihin sa girlfriend?
Love you.
But there are others who plan to give them to their friends.
Kasi special sila, tapos single naman. Every Valentine's po, nagbibigay naman ako ng flowers sa friends. Kasi wala magbibigay sa kanila.
Dangwa vendors are lowering prices much later today. They hope to sell these flowers before Valentine's Day is over. For News 5, Justine Punsalang. We are One News.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.